Once again, we invite all senior parents and their escorts to the northwest entrance to the court, which happens to be underneath the Oklahoma state flag. Landon's high school accomplishments: he has wrestled for BA for 9 years. He wants to go to Oklahoma State University for college, and his favorite wrestling memory is any time he got a pin. Next up, Corey Bailey, being escorted by Kanye, Abraham, Austin, and Aiden. Corey's high school accomplishments: being a multi-sport athlete, passing school, and becoming a better person every year. His plans after high school are to become a firefighter and or an EMT. Then after he retires, he would like to be a basketball skills coach. His favorite wrestling memory is pitting an opponent after being down 0-8 late in the third period. Corey Bailey. Next up, Emma Hines, with a GPA of 3.4, being escorted by her mom, Raylene, her dad, Austin, and her younger sister, Abby. High school accomplishments: still being in school, having 2 jobs, and being the best manager possible. Her plan after high school is to attend college, and her favorite wrestling memory is her brother Eli winning state. Emma Hines. Next up, Isaiah Furra, with a GPA of 3.4, being escorted tonight by Keisha Bennett and Dustin Furra. High school accomplishments: passing. Plans after high school are going to college to wrestle. And then the favorite wrestling memory: eating a lot after weigh-ins. Isaiah Furra. Next up is Maddie Walker, with a GPA of 4.28, being escorted tonight by Deb and Matt Walker. High school accomplishments: having 2 jobs, being in advanced leadership, earning a varsity letter, qualified for cross-country state, and also being the favorite manager. Plans after high school: to be a dental hygienist. Favorite wrestling memory is beating Stillwater. Maddie Walker. Next up, Ryan Dement, escorted tonight by mom and dad, Annie and Zach, and grandparents, Todd and Donna. High school accomplishments: lettering and making honor roll. Plans after high school are to go to college, and favorite wrestling memory was the Ohio trip in Dement. Next up, Kaylin Thompson, with a 3.8 GPA, escorted tonight by his mom, Michelle Thompson, and the grandmother, Ruth Donahue. High school accomplishments: placed in Gardner, Inola, and Catoosa. Plans after high school: getting a doctorate in chiropractic. Favorite wrestling memory: all the friends and coaches he's met along the way. Kaylin Thompson. Next up, Braden Jones, with a GPA of 3.8, escorted tonight by family members Crystal Jones and Tommy Jones. High school accomplishments: placed at Gardner twice, Inola, and Catoosa. Plans after high school are to go to college for business. And his favorite wrestling memory: beating an Iowa wrestler to place at Gardner Edgerton. Braden Jones. Next up, Garrett Stinchcomb, escorted tonight by family members John Stinchcomb, the father, and Christina Rodriguez, his mother. High school accomplishments, state qualifier, 3-time Gardner Edgerton placer, 2-time Gary placer, 4-year varsity starter with 82 wins. Plans after high school are to go to college and or a trade school. Favorite memory is beating Stillwater his senior year. Garrett Stinchcomb. Next up, Cadence Roop with a GPA of 3.8, escorted tonight by Holly Dunn and Courtney Roop. High school accomplishments, 2-time state qualifier, regional finalist, and 3-time Geary placer. Plans after high school, attend college, then attend a chiropractic school. Cadence Roop. And next up, Evan Rodriguez with a GPA of 3.3, escorted tonight by his mom Peggy and his dad Ruben, brother Ethan and sister Zariah. High school accomplishments, won the Gardner tournament 4th at state last year. After high school, he plans on attending college and to wrestle. Favorite wrestling memory is the Gardner and Ohio trip. Evan Rodriguez. Thank you to all seniors and their escorts tonight. Give everyone a big round of applause to all of our seniors and their escorts. Thank you, seniors.
Hi, and welcome inside the Tiger Fieldhouse. I'm Dan Hawk alongside Executive Athletic Director Dustin Smith for a dual match against Sand Springs this evening. We have the match breakdown rather. Pretty good state qualifiers for Sand Springs. Obviously well represented for Broken Arrow.
last night, kind of a district duel. They had 2 duels last night, and didn't give up a match in that event. So look for this event tonight, this match, to be a little more competitive. Some good weight classes represented by Sand Springs. They feel really good about those certain weight classes that'll give Broken Arrow a little run for their money tonight. So excited to have back-to-back nights here. Mother Nature has cooperated finally, and so this was originally scheduled for tonight, but last night's event was supposed to be on Tuesday night. And so we had to do some adjustments because of Mother Nature, but here we are, ready to wrestle tonight. It should be some pretty exciting matches.
Yeah, and I know you were a very busy man rescheduling a lot of those events, even though some of us were able to get the day off. I know that you were staying very busy with phone calls with other athletic directors around the area, but I also want to make a note that you were at the Shawnee game for boys basketball. Broken Arrow taking care of business 60-21.
Yeah, their opening round game in that tournament. They'll play again tomorrow at 5:30, and I haven't gotten the update of whether that's going to be Mustang or Tahlequah. They would play the winner of that ball game at 5:30 tomorrow night. So the boys played well, really took care of business, held them to 3 points in the third quarter, and really kind of ran away with it in the second half. But really proud of what the boys did today, and look forward to another great opportunity for them to compete again tomorrow.
Yeah, that final once again was 60-21, and inside the field house, the lights are off, and that means one thing. We have a dual meet this evening with Sand Springs, the Sandites, coming to town. We'll have plenty of wrestling highlights, plenty of matches to get to. We'll start it out with the 106 weight class. Rudy Rojas will be taking on Dawson Briscoe pretty evenly as far as weight goes, Dustin. 108.1 for Rudy, Dawson 108.2.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't get it any closer, really, without being just the exact same weight. But it's exciting just to see this atmosphere and see the way that wrestling does this. And I know wrestling's huge in this state, and seeing just the attention that people put on it here, the lights going out, the highlight videos, all the stuff that goes into the pomp and circumstance, if you will. We've already done senior night and recognized our senior class that have wrestled here, some for a very long time, that have wrestled and been part of the BA Tiger program. It'll be exciting to see just the energy that they have tonight after 2 matches last night. See, not very many of those went the distance, so we'll see the stamina that the BA Tigers have tonight after the district duels from last night.
Yeah, and like you said, a lot of people having to brave in the elements as well. The referees coming to the center court will take the house mic because the national anthem will be coming up next. Tiger Wrestling, Sand Springs, and Broken Arrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we invite you to stand and remove your caps. And let all military men and women, active or veterans, render a salute to the flag of the United States of America, as we honor those men and women who protect our freedoms both home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem.
And Broken Arrow taking on Sand Springs in a dual meet. We'd like to thank our One Club sponsors First National Bank of Broken Arrow, Ascension St. John, Tulsa Bone and Joint, TTCU Federal Credit Union, Matthews Ford, the Arrow Group, and Quick Trip. Also want to give a shout out to our AeroVision crew, Antonio Hurling, our stream director, Greg Spencer, director of AeroVision, also Blake Shy, our producer and engineer, and of course the students that helped out this evening. And a big thank you to Dustin Smith, who's filling in on color analyst for us this evening, as Chris Forbes was unable to make it in attendance tonight. But I got the next man up mentality, and one of the best, former wrestler himself, Dustin Smith.
Yeah, that was a few LBs ago and a few years ago for sure, but have experience in this sport. And what I love about this sport is you can't hide.
No,
I mean, it's you against just the other guy, and you can't blame a quarterback for not throwing you the pass. You can't blame a lineman for not making a block. You can't blame the point guard for not getting you the ball in the post. It is you versus mano a mano, as they say. But it's an incredible sport, and it teaches a lot of things, from leverage to reaction to balance to footwork. I mean, there's just so much that comes from kids being able to wrestle, and you can just see it here with the popularity that it is here, not just in BA, but in Oklahoma overall.
For these guys tonight that will be wrestling, what are your 3 keys to victory for them?
You want to be aggressive, and obviously you've seen the tendency, I don't say the tendencies, the things that BA really works on, health Nelsons, cradles, some takedowns. They're really good on their feet, but they also are good either on top or bottom, whatever they end up being. Just continue to be aggressive. Continue to do what you do well. Don't let Sand Springs dictate what this match is. And a lot of wrestling is reaction. You kind of have a mindset going in, but you still got to react to what your opponent does. So just continue to wrestle like you wrestle. Don't try to do anything that you're not capable of doing. Just represent what you do. And it worked out really well last night. I mean, 2 shutout victories, or as Coach Eddie Jones calls it, Ernie Jones, he calls it skunks. And
right.
There was a couple skunks here last night, and some pretty impressive wrestling from a wide array in the entire lineup for Broken Arrow last night.
Well, let's take a quick timeout as both teams introduce one another, and when we come back, we'll have wrestling on the mat at the Tiger Field, Sand Springs and Broken Arrow. You're watching Tiger Wrestling on AeroVision.
Matthews Ford in Broken Arrow has been collaborating with Broken Arrow Public Schools since 2016. Through this partnership, Matthews Ford sponsors the Broken Arrow Teacher of the Year Award by providing a courtesy car for the winner to drive throughout the year. We'd like to recognize Matthews Ford for their efforts in supporting educators and being a valuable community partner with Broken Arrow Public Schools. This support sets a great example of how local businesses can work together with our school system to create a better future for all.
If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Life happens in a hurry. Our money experts will help you keep up. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. We're also proud to be team orthopedist for FC Tulsa. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
At Ascension St. John, you'll find advanced heart care, brain and spine care, and personalized cancer care. And we excel just as much in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
And welcome back inside the Tiger Fieldhouse. Broken Arrow getting set to square off against Sand Springs. Looks like we have over 10 matches, if I'm reading this correctly. 1, 2, you're better at counting than me,
like there's
Dustin.
a forfeit at 144.
13 overall
so 13
matches.
of the 14.
13 of the 14.
There'll be a match.
And obviously, like we said in the pregame, couple state qualifiers. Stinchcomb, what an impressive mark for him.
Yeah.
82 wins.
Recognized before the match, obviously, for senior night, and we're underway.
And we're underway with Rudy Rojas, 108.1. Dawson Briscoe, 108.2.
And when you're the lightweight, as they call him, the first guy up on the mat, you want to really set the tone for the team. And Rojas has done that the last few matches we've had. He's really set the tone well. He's aggressive.
And it's his length as well. I mean, he's able to reach out so far.
Well, and he's got his match met here because the Sand Springs wrestler,
same kind of body type.
Briscoe's, yeah, they're both lengthy, but here goes Rojas with nearly a takedown.
He's working that leg right now.
Picks up the single leg.
He's almost got him down.
You can see the defense from Sand Springs is pushing on the head, and Rojas completes the takedown.
Picks up 2 right there.
And now he's been aggressive on top as well. He's really, yesterday, I think he pinned both of his guys that he wrestled yesterday and just really aggressive. Wears them down for a while before he's taken really control and pinned his opponent and gotten the fall in both of those matches yesterday.
And the other thing that has fascinated about covering him the past couple of matches is Dustin, he doesn't mind if he's on bottom, if he's on top, if they're neutral. He just likes all levels of wrestling.
That's a true wrestler there when you can all 3 phases, if you will, top, bottom, and neutral where you're on your feet. Rojas now just pulling him back onto the mat so he can't
sneak out.
Slide out. And it looked like he tried to insert his legs there, but Briscoe gets back up on his feet and back to the mat they go.
And that's that upper body strength that, Rudy's been able to have. I mean, he's been able to maintain that weight but turn it into muscle as well.
And we talk about it, leverage all the time, and you try to figure out just the ways that you can use your length and your strength to your advantage. And that's a quick first period, but Rojas gets the 2-0 lead going into the second.
Yeah, that period went lightning fast.
Looks like Broken Arrow had the decision and Rojas deferred. And Briscoe will take top. So the referee checks with Rojas, make sure he stays set.
But I wouldn't be surprised here if Rojas makes quickness to get out from being underneath.
And this is the first time Rojas has been on bottom in this match. So it's feeling out process just like it is to begin the match when you're on your feet. Rojas trying to figure out just exactly what Briscoe's going to try to do. Got in his base, and now he's up on both feet. Briscoe gets him back down to the mat with a cross face there.
Briscoe grabbing that back leg, pulling it underneath, stretching Rojas out.
He's about gone too far, and Rojas almost worked his way out of that.
Yeah,
he's
with all that, he's almost escaping it.
Right. And just much to do about nothing now. Rojas trying to clear the legs. You'll see him trying to step over that left leg of Briscoe. And Briscoe's in a difficult position here, trying to get his legs in. And if Rojas can get a hold of his head and have control,
he'll be able to get right back on top just like that.
So now the leverage is back in Rojas' favor, and he gets the 2 for reversal.
2 points, Rojas.
So wrestling basically is a sport of attrition, basically. You just keep on keeping on and trying to complete your move. And Rojas was able to, now he's inserting a leg here and trying to get the advantage while on top.
He's leading it with 4-0 with that reversal.
And this period's gone by pretty quick. We got less than 30 seconds left. And I know you do like to do a lot of things when Dan does stuff, but that 2 minutes per period it'll wear you out now. You don't think 2 minutes going that hard will.
I would only need 10 seconds, Dustin.
2 seconds maybe.
You're trying to kill me.
Put you out there.
But it would be great
in control
video.
Here, 4-0. Trying to roll there.
That?
He's trying to get back points. And I think he'll get 2 for back. So he's up 6-0, and it'll be his decision here. And Coach Jones steps to the mat and says, hey, let's go neutral. Let's go standing.
How much of that conversation there comes out of Coach Jones and then out of the wrestler to make his decision if he wants to be neutral?
Well, it's the relationship they have, obviously, and Coach Jones has seen him wrestle enough. Coach Jones says, hey, you've got the advantage standing up. Let's go with that. Good duck under there, and he got the 2. So it looks like Coach Jones knows what he's doing. Imagine that. So Rojas now up 8-0. So he's in that major decision area, trying to get back points here, but he's also going to try to get a fall.
Now I got to go back to the fact that with this being senior night, with you having the years of wrestling, this is a night you do not want to drop any of your matches.
No, and you're not. It's not every night you're going to see this. And now Rojas gets the pin. So he'd worked him to the side of the mat and was able to get the pin there. So Rojas sets the tone early. Another pin for Rudy, and Broken Arrow goes up 6-0.
So Bradley Lazzarini will go against Arson Reese. Reese 113, right at the weight class. Bradley 112.4.
And we'll see again, it's one-on-one, so your teammate obviously helps you with the team total, but they don't help you in each match. So it looks like this one will, just looking at the tape to begin with, looks like it'll be a pretty even match. There's a throw there straight to his back, but there's no takedown.
Yeah, but that'll wake you up in a hurry
Yeah.
with a throw like that to start out the match.
So basically, Lazzarini's just using the leverage. So Reese was providing most of it. Now he goes and picks up 2. And the quick reaction there from Lazzarini trying to get him in a roll of sorts. But Reese was able to control that, and now they're back to their feet. Still 2-0. Reese in favor. He's close to locked hands.
Yeah, Lazzarini trying to get out of those locked hands after he was thrown to the mat. Looks like he nearly got out of it, but Reese pulled him back in.
Yeah, and this is just basically trying to just hang on. He's got a half inserted. Lazzarini trying to chicken wing him out of that. Trying to go to a reverse of some sort, but he's not able to do that. They spill out of bounds. And Lazzarini will go down and be on bottom here. 59.2 left here in the first.
Yeah, the clock is just steamrolling, it seems like, so far tonight.
Yeah, 2-0 is the score. Lazzarini with a chance here. Put him on his back. Gets a reversal.
Nice job out of Lazzarini there to pick up the 2 points on that reversal, Dustin.
And Lazzarini's got to be careful here not to get too far ahead or out on top of with his legs inserted, but he's able to work his way back and break down Reese there.
Yeah, he's wanting to keep him more compact.
So good job there by Lazzarini to get the reversal. He's trying to look for the half or the cradle here would be my guess. But Reese, he's not a rookie of this wrestling thing.
No,
you can
he
tell he's a seasoned wrestler, and we thought it'd be a good match going in, and now got a chicken wing in.
They're both knotted up at 2.
So as this period winds down, we saw a lot of action, takedown and a reversal, and I believe Sand Springs will have the choice, and he'll defer to the third, and Lazzarini will choose bottom.
In that situation right there for Lazzarini, you want him to choose bottom both times?
Well, you want an opportunity to score. That's what you want to do. And he was able and successful to get out of the takedown earlier. And now he's in a headlock, and he's got 2, and he's working on back points. Now, the danger here is that he's near the edge of the mat. Oh, he pinned him.
Picked him. Ipa in the corner. Unbelievable.
And he went straight from the bottom and threw the headlock in and was able to get the pin. So Lazzarini with a big pin there and Broken Arrow
with 2 straight pins
to start this match. So it almost looked like doomsday early there for Lazzarini in that second period, and he was able to hit the headlock, toss him over, and pin him. I thought they were going to be off the mat.
You know, Dustin, you got to give him credit, too. That's just awareness, knowing where you're at on the mat as well. So now Hudson Beckley, 122.9, taking on David Ritchie, 122.4. So both evenly matched as far as weight, just a tenth of a point difference.
You see just the difference in
Correction,
styles.
5 tenths.
And a whole lot of action here, really nothing but a single leg now for Beckley, and he's able to get the ankle in, and now he gets 2.
2 points by.
So he secures that back leg with his back leg and is able to work his head free and pick up the takedown. And you'll see he's got the half in, and Sand Springs is very knowledgeable. They just basically put all their weight towards that so that they're not able to use the leverage to push him over onto his back.
Yeah, and he's pushing all his weight right up into his upper back right there too, Dustin.
So now Beckley will try to figure out a way. He's got a leg in, and his goal now is to try to work Richie over towards his back.
He's working on his right arm and trying to pull him over.
Yeah, again, using his leverage, and just this as a wrestler, when you're on the bottom and somebody just smothers you like this and basically controls you for a minute or longer in a period, it just wears you smooth out.
Yeah, we're down to 30 seconds here in the period.
And now he's using his legs. He puts his legs in, and really, I talked about smothering earlier, and this is another chance for him to do so. When you insert the legs, it just gasses you really quickly on the bottom.
Yeah, and I mean, he's might not be getting the pin here, but he's gassing him to get him set for that second period.
And it's an endurance. I mean, it's a match of endurance, obviously. It's 2-minute periods. 2-0 is our score here, and Beckley looks like he's going to ride it out. And it should be his choice. My guess will be he'll defer.
And he said he's wanting down.
No, he deferred. He looked at coach,
okay.
Said, I'll defer. And Sand Springs decides they're taking down. Richie's going to go to the bottom.
I saw him look at coach, and he was pointing down for a second, so that's why I mentioned that.
So now the official giving words to Richie there.
And he's going right back to work where he was before.
I mean, this has been a repeat of what happened in the first period. He's got a half in. He's going to try to break him down. Trying to put a leg in as well, but he's just smothering Richie right now.
And eventually he's going to try to do what he can to flip him over to get that pin.
Right. And now he's got both legs in, and on the bottom you're trying to create a base and then get to your feet. And Beckley is trying to just prevent that from happening and just spend a lot of time down on the mat. You continue to see him arch his back there, just putting the pressure on his back. And the official at some point will want the bottom guy to do something, and he calls it a stalemate now, so they'll just go back to the middle of the circle.
But Richie's getting quite a stretching workout right now.
Yeah, it's been 55 seconds here in this quarter, or this period, and Richie's been on the bottom the entire time. So a little action there. Richie went straight to his feet, and Beckley was able to bring him straight back down to the mat. And again, he's inserted a leg and just trying to wear him down, riding on top. And again, it'll be his selection in the third period, whether he'll go down or he'll be neutral or what he'll do.
And Hudson's working on that right leg. He's got it wrapped once again, Dustin. He's also stretching out the front.
And when you insert those legs, if you're on the bottom, you're trying to get that guy on top to put his head down towards the mat. And you're able to grab a hold of that and try to take the advantage by that. But Beckley is smart. He knows what he's doing.
And he picked up one more right there. So now he's leading 3-0.
Yep. 13 seconds left here in the second period. And we thought this would be a good match to begin with. And we haven't been disappointed so far 2 periods in.
No, we have not. And, you know, I know some people are like, they're just laying there. They're not.
No.
Like, that's the biggest thing that you need to take away from this.
Yeah, there's a plan that he's trying to implement.
Correct.
But he's also reacting, as I said earlier, you're trying to react to what the guy on bottom's doing or your opponent's doing.
And he's using a ton of leverage right there, and it'll give you a workout like none other.
And so now Beckley is on bottom.
So now Beckley's going to want to work quickly to get out. Nearly escaped. But Richie pulls him back down. So right now Richie on top. As Beckley trying to find a way to get out of this.
And we saw this with the first two periods. Basically, Beckley was on top and just smothering Richie. And now Richie's trying to take his chance. He's hooked that back ankle.
But Beckley able to, like, go into a ball
Yeah.
to not be flat completely out, which is helping him to nearly get out of this.
Yeah, they're trying to get him back to his base. Establish your base and then get back up. And now Richie was looking for a cradle there. He's trying to get a crossface in and trying to lock an arm in.
Richie has not been able to hook those back legs, though.
No, and now he's in a seated position trying to go to a cradle, and Beckley has broken that. What you don't want to do is let him get those hands connected on the cradle. And you see every time he goes to do that, Beckley just bows his neck. They're saying a stall on red's what he's saying. Kind of a stalemate, so 22.4.
They'll go back to the middle.
Beckley's still on the bottom, but he's up 3-0. So Richie's got to put him on his back and try to get back points out of this deal, or he'll lose this match 3-0.
And right now, obviously, this is our most evenly match of the night.
Ooh. Oh, about broke his arm. It's a dangerous move. It's aggressive from Richie. He's just trying to get him on his back.
So 3.6 seconds left.
He got to his feet quick. There's nothing going to be able to be done. So Richie tried valiantly, but Beckley's able to win that match 3-0.
So 3 straight matches, 2 by pins, 1 by the points. And Broken Arrow taking care of business against Sand Springs.
Yeah, it's 15-0. Should be the score. 2 pins and a decision. So it's Hunter Knox wrestling here, of course, at 126.
This is Hunter Knox, 127.6. Jackson Grigsby, 128.3.
Again, the feeling out process to begin a match. The period, obviously the first, you're trying to see just what your opponent will do from his feet. And they're just circling. He low level single, and he throws him to go straight to the back, but we'll see. No points awarded yet. Still nothing.
Nearly could have came up with a pin on Grigsby there.
Yeah, heck of a job by Grigsby to not get any points given up there on his back or the takedown. Both back to their feet.
That was some superior athleticism out of both wrestlers there.
Yeah, looked like you wrestling, huh?
Yeah, right. I wish.
We'll see.
I truly wish.
So you see what Grigsby's doing there. He just gets down on one knee, just trying to keep a low level. Very difficult to get in on the legs, obviously, if you're down that low. So they're just circling in the middle and trying to have leverage.
Trying to feed each other out right now.
Just a lot of leaning on one another and use the aggression of the other to your advantage. At some point,
referee might call.
Well, Grigsby may just drop down low if he just keeps pushing. He, being Knox, keeps pushing on him. He's trying to get an underhook there. Again, not a lot going on here in this quarter. I mean, there was early, or this period.
Knox dropped low for a minute there. 10 seconds.
Knox has got his head. See if he can spin around. You want to try to get to the backside. Not going to do it here. He's almost there. Oh, got out of it. Nothing.
So we'll begin period number 2.
Sand Springs choice.
Still 0-0.
He'll
And
go
Sand
down.
Springs is going to go down. So far, back-to-back matches kind of evenly matched with one another.
Yeah. And Grigsby chooses down. Knox will be on top, and he'll have the decision in the third period should we go there.
Knox rotating around.
Yeah, and you see just the idea is try to keep spinning and try to get him to where you're looking at him instead of behind him, or he's behind you, whatever you want to look at it, however you want to see that.
Right.
But a half is inserted here by Knox.
Still on top right now. He's got the one-arm cinch, Dust.
Yeah, he's trying to get some back points here, and there's a count going. So he gets 3 back points there, he being Knox.
3 points.
First 3 points of the period or the match. We're here a minute into the second period. Heck of a job there by Grigsby to get out of that. Just reversed, used his momentum. Now he's trying to get back points of his own.
At this point in the second period, back points, they're going to come at a premium.
Yeah, and Knox just spread himself out there. He's trying to get up to his feet. Then they get off the mat, so they'll go back to center circle. Knox will be down.
So 29.2 here in the second. Knox trying to get an escape here.
Grigsby trying to get both legs in. He's got one in. And again, we talked about it in the previous match. That just suffocates you, really. I mean, it just drains you of your energy. You're able to be on top and have both legs in and just wear down your opponent.
He's nearly escaped. Knox grabbed by both legs by Grigsby.
So we're going to the third.
If he would have had one more second there, he would have gotten the escape points.
Yeah, it looks like blood time. Maybe having blood. Someone got it. Grigsby may have gotten hit in the nose.
So with that, let's take a quick timeout on AeroVision. We'll be back right on AeroVision with more wrestling from the Fieldhouse.
If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Life happens in a hurry. Our money experts will help you keep up. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
And welcome back inside the Fieldhouse. Broken Arrow winning the first 2 matches by pin, by decision in the third by Beckley. Knox now leading it 3-2 over Jackson Grigsby. I'm Dan Hawk alongside Dustin Smith.
And Knox picked down in the third period, so he went on bottom. And Grigsby has been really tough on top. Oh, his head's there. So trying to spin that, trying to get 2 out of that. It should be 1 for sure, and it is. Neutral position, and it's a 4-2 advantage now for Knox.
Part of the...
But in that, the nose plug came out.
Yep. And they'll pick that up, so they will...
The training staff will get back to work.
Get back to work on cleaning him up. We'll keep it here inside the Fieldhouse. You know, and that's the other thing that you were talking about, resilience, leverage. You're dealing with pain, you're dealing with blood. Like, there's no other sport like wrestling when it comes to any other sport.
Yeah, and it's still safety. So when blood's seen, then you got to take that time and make sure you clean the mat. And you don't want any staph infection or any bloodborne diseases or whatever to be there. So they'll take the adequate time to be able to clean up the area and make sure there's no blood on the mat or on the wrestlers. And they'll try to, more importantly, try to get the nosebleed to stop for Grigsby.
And for a wrestler, this is like the one time that is a timeout,
right?
In a way. But obviously when there's blood, there's pain that's involved, and so they're going through it. Now, Knox coming back out on the mat. Grigsby
still working
on himself on his nose. Now he's coming out on the mat as well with 1:27 here in the third. Knox.
And it's not like the nose is protected in wrestling. I mean, it is.
It's there for the taking as Knox leads it 4-2 with 1:23 to go now here in the third. Both wrestlers feeding off of one another.
So Grigsby will have to be the aggressor here, trailing 4-2.
Knox can lean back just a little bit.
They've got to be careful not to stall. Still got to look like they're aggressive, and they're trying to size up each other and say, okay, how am I going to get a single leg here? And they headbutted.
I think he got hit. Grigsby got hit a little harder than expected, but I don't think it was anything malicious on purpose.
But again, it hit him right probably in the bridge of the nose, and an area that's already bleeding. Eyes probably watering right here, maybe seeing 3 or 4 Hunter Knoxes here.
50 seconds to go now.
Again, Grigsby's really got to be aggressive. You got 45 seconds. You're trailing 4-2.
As both wrestlers are they're both locked up, and they're both trying to reach for a leg.
Yeah, well, and right now Knox had Grigsby's arm, and he wanted to hang on to that arm. It's difficult to shoot if you don't have an arm while doing it.
Down to 30, Dustin.
Yeah, again, Grigsby's really got to get aggressive here, and he'll try to circle and pick up a single leg. He shoots in there, and a good job by Knox to sprawl and defend there. And when you sprawl, you want your hips to point down. You want to just really not give him an opportunity to grab your leg. And he continues to do that. You see Grigsby's trying to be aggressive, trying to go after the legs. And the retaliation or the defense move there for Knox is just to spread your hips or spread your legs and drop your hips.
Grigsby's going to have to work quickly here because we're down to 8 seconds. I think frustration's setting in a little bit.
Yeah, and the official just stopped him. Again, here's the shot attempt. And again, a sprawl and the defense there by Knox.
Knox is going to come up victorious, Dustin.
Yeah, another 3-point for the team total. Is a 4-2 final.
So that'll move us up to 18 overall.
So who do we have here? Is this Rodriguez?
Yep. This is Evan Rodriguez at 133. Brady Moore, 134.5.
Rodriguez was a senior, also honored before the match.
He's battled through some injuries as well.
Yeah, he's got a pretty hefty brace on that left knee pad on the right knee.
I know talking to him at the beginning of the season, his goal all along this year was make it to state, as most of these wrestlers' goals. But the other one, he just wants a chance to wrestle at college. He could care less where it's at. He just wants to wrestle at the next level, where some kids obviously have a dream of what school they want to go to.
Right. Rodriguez now has a head and an arm. Who's he wrestling? Moore? Brady Moore? Yes. He's trying to use that to his advantage. Don't want to lose control of that. And Moore's trying to back out. Rodriguez trying to get behind him. He is behind him now, trying to get him back down to the mat, and that's 2.
Good job with takedown there. Now they're off the mat, so they'll go back to the center.
So Moore will be down. Rodriguez looks like he'll go to his right side.
Rodriguez leading early here. 2-0 with 57 seconds left in the first.
A lot of action there, and Rodriguez trying to insert a half. Moore trying to do everything he can to get out of there. So he's got to his feet, and Rodriguez lets him go, cuts him loose, and that's 1 point for Moore. 2-1 our score.
Both feeling each other out here. Rodriguez trying to go low on the leg.
And this period will end. Even though Rodriguez gets in, he's not going to get 2 there. Tried to drag his feet, almost like football. You try to drag your foot in when you make the catch. Try to keep his feet in bounds, just in case he would have been given 2 or granted 2.
So Rodriguez will go to the ground here.
2-1 our score. Moore on top in this period, and now Rodriguez should get 1. Oh, they're going to give him 2 for a reversal, and then Rodriguez cuts him loose.
Surprised that he cuts him loose right there?
He feels really comfortable on his feet.
So 4-2, 1:37 to go here in the second.
And Rodriguez was really close to getting 1 for an escape before he got 2 for the reversal. That time he just used his power, used the leverage of Moore coming at him, and then kind of shucked him by and was able to take down, pick up 2 there.
Keeps giving up 1 though, Dustin.
Yeah, and that's just part of it. When you cut him loose, you're going to give up a point, but he feels really confident, again, on his feet and in the takedown area. Needs to go behind him and get 2 there. I guess they did give him it, so it's 8-3. So you're trying to keep him on the mat.
He's trying to pull him back in. They're going to get out.
Yeah.
Here are the cheerleaders.
You're going to be looking live over there, the cheer squad. Those guys could spill off over the mat and onto the edge there.
Not just that, but going onto the hardwood is not a comfortable position.
Looks like Rodriguez is going to cut him loose again. Give him another point. It's 8-4. So he feels really confident on his feet, able to pick up takedowns. Is Rodriguez. So far he's done it 4 times. And it's amazing because Moore's gotten in there a couple times, and Rodriguez has been able to stem the tide, but Moore is in there deep now and got the leg hooked.
He's trying to reach for that back leg.
Right, Rodriguez is trying to spread out best he can. Now he's up on one leg. And they're off the mat. So Rodriguez used the mat to his advantage that time.
5 seconds left here in the second.
So be ready for Moore to take a quick shot here. He doesn't do so. And let the period run out.
So we'll go to period 3 with Rodriguez leading it 8-4.
Rodriguez is going to be on top. Moore will take bottom. Rodriguez looking over to Coach Jones saying, okay, what should I do? Cut him loose or ride him?
Cut him loose again.
Yep.
8-5 now.
So most of this match has been spent with both wrestlers on their feet. He's in deep again, is Moore. Spin around there, gets that leg free and spin around. Now he's trying to get back points out of this deal. He's got a cradle hooked.
Picked up 2. That'll make it 10-5.
Now look, Moore's got control of that left arm of Rodriguez. Rodriguez has hooked his leg in to prevent being rolled. Rodriguez trying to free that left arm. And Moore smart just hanging onto that arm, trying to keep that. Now a stalemate. So neither wrestler was getting an advantage.
And they will go at it again with just a minute left.
Yeah,
and they're both going to stay up.
Yeah, cuts him loose again.
So 10-6 now. 4-point advantage for BA.
The match score itself is 18-0. And Rodriguez has dominated this match from his feet. 10-6 our score with 42 seconds to go in the third period. Again, deep inside is Moore.
But then Rodriguez just goes down. He's got him cinched in.
Yeah, he's trying to get, he being Moore is trying to get around to Rodriguez's legs, but he's not able to do so. Rodriguez does a great job of spreading out.
14 seconds now.
And now they're trying to whip him to where he can get some back points out of this deal. Not so much. Rodriguez will win this match 10-6.
Yes, he will.
So you want to talk about duration, going the full 6 minutes.
Winner, Evan Rodriguez.
But Rodriguez is able to pick up that win, and Broken Arrow extends their lead to 21-0.
So through 5 matches, Broken Arrow has taken care of business with 2 pins and some decisions along the way. So next up, we'll find out here, as we have 3 different wrestlers listed for Broken Arrow versus Kaysen McCaffrey, 138.2 for Sand Springs.
Yeah, I didn't hear who they said this was. So some of this, obviously, when you have
3 different
multiple options,
Correct.
Coach Jones is able to say, okay, who can I have wrestle at this point?
Okay.
Knowing what the status of the duel is.
I believe this is Kane Miller.
Takedown there for Sand Springs. And an escape for Broken Arrow. So it is.
We have 2
Jake or
Millers.
Kane.
It's Jake or Kane, but I believe this is Kane.
So it's 2-1. Our score here, the scoreboard doesn't have that as 2-1, but it should be 2-1. 1 minute to go here in the first period. McCaffrey got the takedown early, and Miller was able to escape. Both wrestlers are still on their feet here. 45 seconds to go. Oh, beautiful job there to get that off leg. Still no points now. Finally, Miller gets 2. So it's 3-2.
28 seconds to go now. Miller on top, 3-2.
And McCaffrey was up in this match 2-0, and Miller has reversed the fortunes in his favor, obviously. He's trying to figure out a way to get McCaffrey to his back, he being Miller. 7 seconds to go here in the period. And that'll end it in the first period. Miller leads 3-2. And Sand Springs will have the choice. They'll defer to the third period. And Miller will take down.
And I have a feeling here, Dustin, we're going to have another leverage type situation.
Yeah, we'll see just the quickness of how long Miller will try to get up. Now Miller's to his feet. Quickly they hit the mat. And a lot of action there, but no points. McCaffrey's got Miller's arm pinned. Miller's able to break that free.
Miller
towards the edge of the mat, and he's able to get out. So he escapes. Another point for Miller. That's 4-2 now in favor of the Tigers. And a little blood. So we have the uncalled timeout.
And it is on the Sand Springs wrestler, McCaffrey. I believe it is his hands, actually, Dust.
And anywhere there's blood, scratch of some sort.
They will clean it up. We'll get to the point where they'll just tape a wrestler's hand if it gets out of control.
Yeah, I mean, they'll do whatever they can to stop the bleeding. And if they can't get it to stop on the initial treatment, then they'll find some kind of bandage. You know, the nose is difficult to do. You're just plugging stuff up there to try to prevent the nose from bleeding.
Right.
The hand you can control with some tape, a bandage of some sort.
Miller feels like in this section here, Dust, that his length is playing a factor against McCaffrey.
Yeah, and McCaffrey's able to shoot in there, and Miller does a great job of sprawling and defense, and he's done that a couple times. Now McCaffrey's trying to toss him. Good job by Miller not to let
and Miller could go here for a pin. He's picking up some back points.
Yeah, he's done a great job of using his leverage, and needs to keep him on the mat. McCaffrey's trying to slide off, and he's able to get off his back, so it's 3 points. Well, he's still on his back, so they'll give him 3 points.
You know, as a wrestler, and you being a former wrestler, when you're close to that pin, but you get that whistle blown as you're off the mat, that is the most frustrating thing you can go against.
It's difficult because, he had him in a spot where he couldn't get up and pull him towards the center of the circle, so he had to just try to do the best he could. And McCaffrey knew where he was on the mat and was able to use that to his advantage, obviously, and live to continue this round, or this period. 9-2 our score, Miller out in front. Here as the second period starts winding down.
And he's just wrenching on that arm.
And McCaffrey is just trying to survive till period 3.
As Miller leads it 9-2 here in the third. 2 seconds left. That'll end period number 2. We're going to go to period number 3.
And I believe it's Miller's choice. Nope, it's Sand Springs' choice. So McCaffrey will choose, and he goes neutral.
That's where, in this match, he's been favorable.
Yeah, he's hoping to get him to his back. A 9-2 advantage, obviously, for Miller right now.
McCaffrey's got a lot of ground to pick up.
Yeah, you figured he'd be a little more aggressive to begin this, trying to. I mean, when you're trailing by so many, you've got to be aggressive to try to get back in this match. He's done a really good job of getting low and getting that back leg for Miller, but he's not able to capitalize on it, he being McCaffrey.
He's just trying to pull his back straight down.
And they're just trying to use leverage again. McCaffrey's got to be the aggressor, and Miller's got the luxury of a 7-point advantage, so he doesn't have to be super aggressive. He's still got to circle. He's still got to look like he's attempting to take him down. He can't just – it's almost impossible to just stall out a minute of the period. But we'll see action picking up here. McCaffrey trailing 9-2 with under a minute to go in this match. He's really got to get going here on the offensive end. I say offensive end. I mean, it's not like it's a basketball court, but he's got to be aggressive offensively. Good job there by Miller. Low-level single, trying to come out of the backside.
He could just rotate his body here.
And it's so easy to say,
but it's not.
Very difficult to do in that
100%.
situation. And McCaffrey's locked in, trying to keep him from doing that. Now Miller's trying to. Well, he's about to. He almost had him where he could pin him there. You got to be really careful if you're McCaffrey there. And good job by Miller.
2 points, Miller.
So Miller now leading 11-2, and he's going to walk away with a win.
Yeah, and this will be a major decision.
So major decision for Broken Arrow.
That'll be another 4 points, so that'll put the lead at 25-0. Good job by Miller there.
Miller with the match
had the takedown, got taken down early, and then went on an 11-0 run on the scoring side to win this one 11-2.
So another Miller here. will be going up against Jesse Moore, 144 weight class. Jesse Moore, 145.6. Jake Miller, 140.5.
Yeah, so he could have wrestled at 138 or 144, just depending on what the need was. He's got a single leg here. And they're giving him 2 points for the takedown. They go off the mat.
You know, not a lot of people think about this, but going up weight classes when you weigh a little less, that takes some real skill as well, Dustin.
And you'll see it a lot in the heavier weights.
Of course,
maybe
but not at
215
not
to
at
go
this weight usually.
to heavyweight, but just shows the confidence Coach Jones has that I could wrestle you at either place.
I mean, he's given up about 5 pounds here.
Yeah, and that, I mean, they have weight classes for a reason, obviously, but 5 pounds right now is not going to be that drastic in this match. 2-1 our score. Nearly a minute gone by here in the first period.
Yeah, Miller picking up the first points off of the leg.
Yeah, and he tried to do it again there, and a good job by Moore to get out of that. So aggression early, and you see this as a match winds down. You start seeing the second and third period, there's not nearly as much energy being exerted to begin with.
Both wrestlers have slowed it down, but
that's where stamina comes into play, obviously. We're getting in the point of the season where they're building for
state,
dual state and regionals and all that. Now, good job there. Hope they're not giving him a takedown.
That was close.
Yeah, he was out and just didn't have control. So they're both back to their feet. 27 seconds here in the first. Miller with a 2-1 advantage. Takedown, and you let him loose here in the first period.
He's reaching for those back leg.
I mean, he got exactly what he wanted. He just didn't come up with the leg.
That'll end period 1. It looks like Miller will go down first.
Yeah, he'll go to the bottom. We haven't seen him at this so far in this match. We haven't seen him on the bottom. Got a little head start there. Jumped a little bit before the official's whistle. So the official will come in and give him a little talking to.
He's going to
Quickly
pick
gets
up a
back to
point
his feet.
there.
Yeah, gets an escape out of that deal. Somersault.
We'll take it any way we can.
And it's if you're the guy on top there, it's almost difficult. It's really difficult. I don't say almost difficult. It's really difficult to hang on to that when he rolls that way. So Miller with a 3-1 advantage, a minute and a half here to go in the second period. And you see it again, trying to drag those feet. Moore was just trying to get off the mat. Miller was trying to hang on, hopefully get 2. Now we got a little, I'm going to call it a media timeout, but it's a,
I think they're just doing a little bit of touch-up.
don't know who has the mouth or the nose or
one or the other for sure. But let's reset here, Dustin. Winner by pin, Rudy Rojas. Winner by pin, Bradley Lazzarini. Hudson Beckley picking up the decision 3-0. Hunter Knox picking up a 4-2 decision. Evan Rodriguez a 10-6 decision. Kane Miller 11-2 decision. And Jake Miller leading right now over Casey McCaffrey 3-1 with 124 in the second.
that leaves us 25-0. Broken Arrow with the lead in the duel. This isn't a district duel, but this obviously will impact your dual state seating, obviously impact regionals, and regionals is individual, obviously. You don't want to lose a match you're not supposed to and impact your regional seating. And Broken Arrow will host regionals February 16th and 17th right here in Tiger Fieldhouse. The 2 points there for Miller.
He was dancing around.
When you saw what Moore tried to do there, he tried to do that roll that Miller did to get the escape,
Correct.
But he was unable to do so, and Miller was able to hang on to a leg and pick up the 2 for the takedown. So as I was saying, February 16th and 17th, we'll host regionals right here, 6A Boys East Regional. Also going on tonight is our junior high wrestling at Sand Springs.
And I believe a lot of our matches have favored Broken Arrow.
Yeah. And they don't have a point total on those scoreboards that they have, but they have it's like this may be an injury timeout. Maybe it's a calf.
We're looking at Miller's left calf.
Yeah, it looked like it may be a cramp. You want to talk about getting your money's worth. Our training crew, our training staff has been Johnny on the spot whenever and you've got to be that way in wrestling.
Yeah, you got to be heads up on everything with it. Miller, though, coming back out onto the mat. So he's not going to let the injury hamper him, but I guarantee you he's hurting.
Yeah. Those cramps aren't just things that go away easily.
Especially when you're old like me.
Dan does stuff.
Five to 1 now with 8 seconds to go, so we'll go to a period 3, it looks like.
Yeah, Miller
barring a
gonna
miracle.
ride out this period.
So 5 to 1, 1 period to go. They'll take a quick breather and they'll restart it.
So it'll be Miller's choice. No, he deferred, so it's Sand Springs' choice. They're going neutral.
And here we go.
Five to 1 our score. We enter the third.
Both of them pretty evenly matched.
And again, Moore's got to be aggressive. He's down 4 to 1, and you see Miller trying to shuck him aside, pick up that single. Again, Sand Springs, even more, you really got to be aggressive.
Yeah, McCaffrey's going to have to hurry it up with 1:19 to go.
Good job there. He's able to shuck him past and pick up that back leg single. Trying to hang on here. And he's Moore trying to do everything he can to get the back leg of Miller, and Miller's able to pop out and pick up the takedown.
So that'll move the lead up to 7 to 1 now with 50 to go.
And again, if you're Moore, you got to really get aggressive here. Miller's just going to try to, he's got that arm bar.
.30 seconds to go now.
Moore took a glance at the clock to see how much time he had left. Chicken wing, or he's got his. Moore's able to work that arm free. Continues to look at the clock with 15 seconds to go.
I think he smells blood in the water and understands that he's going to walk away with a decision here.
Yeah, Miller is going to ride this one out. 7 to 1, our final here in the third period.
So Miller moved up from 138 to 144, and he's a winner.
So it'll be 31 points for Broken Arrow in the duel.
So now a favorite, Cadence Roop, goes against Isaac Sinson. Oh man, Sinson Tafer.
Sinson Tafer.
Sinson Tafer, I believe that's how you say it. who's at 152.9. Roop, 151.8 for the 150 class.
Yeah, and they'll have a weight allowance. That's why you see them
Right.
over that weight. They get 2 pounds generally, sometimes 3.
So it also depends on coach's preference too, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, they determine what that is. And obviously you've got to do the hydration testing. That's what all wrestlers do to make sure they don't cut too much weight. Just trying to keep the sport safe. Back when I wrestled, my mom used to tell me, you wrestle at whatever weight you're at or you don't wrestle. There's no cutting weight.
She was a tough old bird.
She dealt with eating disorders, and she didn't want me to have one of those. So, and they've got so many protections built in now with the hydration testing and try to prevent
The
people
cut
from
weight.
taking too much weight off in a short amount of time. So a lot of action here. Roop in, and Sensentoffer is seated, trying not to give up the takedown here.
Roop working on that back leg. Now he's on.
And he
Picks
gets
up
the
2.
Yeah. Has almost a minute of those two just seated there trying to figure out who was going to get the takedown. But Roop's able to do that. 2-0 here with 15 seconds to go in the first period.
And he's a 2-time state qualifier, so Roop's had plenty of match time in his day. So that'll end period number 1. Roop with the early advantage, 2-0.
Sand Springs defers.
So Roop will go down. Going back to what I told you at the beginning of the year when I talked with a lot of these wrestlers, he favors going down.
Right.
It's like
Caution there, so
jump the gun a little bit.
Should be back to 2 minutes on the clock. He was dangerously close again there.
It was very close.
Tried to switch there. He's got his legs free, and now
How
he
about
gets
that?
up for the escape.
Good effort by Roop there with the escape.
3-0 the score. 30 seconds gone by here in the second period. Now takedown for Sensentoffer. That's what the house mic says. We can go with that.
We'll go with that. 3-2 now.
Root back to his feet, and he escapes and gets 1. 4-2 our score. You start seeing the strength of these guys as you start getting the upper weights. Quick move there by Root to be able to spin around and get control.
Yeah, danced around quickly. And I think in a match like this, when you can get points, you take them.
And Roop saying, hey, it's not just about strength for me, bald guy. I can do it with a little bit of speed and agility. And he was able to use his quickness there and pick up the takedown.
So 35 seconds to go here in the second.
So Roop trying to figure out how he can get him to his back. Try to pick up some additional points here. 15 seconds to go here in the second period. And you can tell Roop's been on the mat for a long time. His awareness on the mat, his awareness of position, his awareness of hanging on. And he's able to do that at the end of the second.
Not to mention just paying attention to the clock, knowing that the period is winding down as well.
6-2 is our score, headed to the third. Choose neutral, so they're both going to be on their feet.
Where Roop picked up his first 2 quick points in period number 1.
Yeah, Roop, again, a good job of sprawling and defending the shot there. You see the base that Sensentoffer uses. Roop again using his quickness, getting around for 2. So there's another 2 points, and Roop cuts him free. 8-3 our score. 1:20 left here in the third period. Broken Arrow on top in the duel, 28-0.
So Roop paying a close attention to that clock. He's got the back leg, trying to rotate him around. He's going to pick up 2, yeah.
And cuts him loose again and gets him in a cradle, and now trying to get back points out of this deal. Got him in position, see if Roop can walk around.
Now we can see if he can pick up a pin here, Dustin.
Yeah, the referee doesn't see that it's going to be close enough. He just counts, and that's 3 points for Roop. Oh, they give him 2.
12-3 now.
So we're in a major decision area. He's trying to get 2 out of this deal. He gets it to 2. It won't be a major decision. I say he gets it to 2. He gets 2 out of this.
That's 12-3.
15 seconds to go.
Very crucial for Roop.
Roop just hanging on to that left leg, or it's his right leg, his left arm. Not going to give up 2.
12-3, the final.
12-3, the final, so it's a major decision. 32-0 our score.
And I'm telling you right now, though, his back leg, left leg, it's got to be thriving.
Right. Just a heck of a match. I mean, I know the point total was really in favor of Broken Arrow there, but a really even match. A lot of action, I guess I should put it that way.
So Matthew Mann, 158.1, 157 weight class, will go against Brody Inston, 159.3. Broken Arrow 32-0 now, on top of Sand Springs.
You can go again, just the early going of every match, you just see the feeling out process, trying to figure out, is this guy going to shoot? Am I going to have to be on defense most of the time? Can I shoot?
You know, the other thing we have not mentioned about that too, Dustin, is there's a lot of film watching too.
Yeah, and they'll kind of see what an opponent's tendencies are. You see it in basketball all the time. Obviously, they figure out what an offense does, their tendencies. A point guard, if he likes to go right, he'll go left. And you see that in watching these film here in wrestling, see if a guy likes to shoot single legs or double legs, if he just uses his strength, if he tries to shuck you aside. I mean, there's some tendencies that happen, and now an underhook here.
It's kind of like poker, your tells.
Yeah, you can kind of see kind of what happens. And we're at this part late in January. We're starting to have a lot of matches behind us. You start seeing more and more what a wrestler does.
Yeah, especially down this stretch of the season, because regionals.
And we talked to Coach Jones on the podcast just about the strategy that goes into it from the head coaching position, what you do and what you're trying to, how you're trying to keep tabs on what the score is and what your guys are coming up.
And and I know we haven't mentioned it, but they're paying attention to what the JV squad is doing.
I mean, they're looking at junior high. I mean, there's a lot of wrestling going on right now, and a 2-point takedown there. Is this man?
This is man, yes.
Okay, Matthew. End of the first period there. Man's able to get the takedown late. He'll defer, so he had the choice to begin the period.
At this time, I'd like to give a shout-out to our One Club sponsors, First National Bank of Broken Arrow, Ascension St. John, Tulsa Bone and Joint, TTCU Federal Credit Union, Matthews Ford, the Arrow Group, and Quick Trip. Man on top, 2-0 as we begin the second period.
As Inston took down. A good job by Man here just to spread him out. We talked about it earlier in the match. You try to get to a base. You want to get your knees underneath you and try to work your way up. But Man's doing a great job of keeping his opponent flat to the mat.
Unbelievable strength just to rotate him over there, Dustin.
Yeah, trying to get some back points, trying to get him in position, and he's going to get – he had him past vertical, but not able to hold it long enough. So now you see, what did you say his name is, Inston?
Inston, yes.
Back to his base, got his knees underneath him, no longer laying prone on the mat.
Man trying to rotate him again, still on top. He's cradled that arm there.
And they're off the mat, so they'll get back to the middle. He does a great job of spreading him out, forcing him to get off his base.
I know that Broken Arrow is taking control of this so far this evening, but hats off to Sand Springs. These are some very talented wrestlers.
Yeah, it's been a really good match, and I know the scoreboard is lopsided right now in Broken Arrow's favor, but there's been some quality matches that have taken place tonight, just as Coach Rodney Jones's father told me there would be. And Sand Springs has got a couple state qualifiers still to come that we'll see later at 175 and at heavyweight.
So we'll begin period number 3.
And Man will take down.
Man leading it just by 2.
That's a quick switch there. He's able to get the reversal.
And at this point in the match, these points are going to be huge.
I mean, he went quick on the whistle.
Yes, he did.
And that's what they try to teach you, they being your coaches. They try to teach you, be quick on that whistle. And his reaction time was really good there, and he was able to switch out of that and get the reversal.
Yeah, he took advantage right away.
So now he's back up. And again, he spread Instant out. And if you don't have legs, you can't get a base. And Man is taking that away from him.
Saying they staled out?
Yeah, stalemate. It's not stalling. It's just, hey, let's pause a little bit. Let's get back to where we can get some action. So 1:10 left here in the third period. Man with a 4-0 advantage. He's been able to control on top most of this match. Got the reversal to begin this period. Got a takedown in the first period, and that's the scoring we've had so far in this match. Inston has worked his way back up to a base. And Man breaks him back down.
Pulls that leverage again, Dustin.
And again, this isn't Man's first match. So he spent some time wrestling, as many of these wrestlers have gone through Coach Jones' system. Been wrestling since they were little bitty.
18 seconds now. Man still on top, just wrenching on those arms and legs.
Yeah, he's trying to get some back points. But this match is over, and Broken Arrow will win this 4-0 and extend their lead to 35-0.
So Dalton Franklin going to go at it at 165. He checks in at 152.8 versus Xander Grigsby. If I have Coach Jones's writing correctly. believe that's the way I'm looking at it here, because that was man.
So here we are, 35-0, and you look at the matches left. Sand Springs, even if they pinned out, they would only get to 30 points. And there's only 5 matches left. Counting this one, that's 5 matches. That could get them to 30 if they pinned out. So a takedown here for Grigsby. Grigsby looking to continue to control on top.
And I feel like the weight is going to play a factor for Dalton.
And we'll see. This is where it starts to really wear on you when you start being on bottom. And we talk about it earlier in the match, just the suffocating.
The torquing of the body.
Which is what happens throughout a period. Now they're off the mat. And Grigsby looks over his coach and says, hey, can I cut him loose?
Is he getting a new headgear, or did it?
He just readjusting it. He rode up too low or rode down too low, so he had to adjust it.
Easier, just take it off.
Yeah, he ended up doing that. 50 seconds here in the first quarter, or first period left.
It's 1 point there.
Yeah, and Grigsby is, again, we talked about it earlier, feeling really confident from his feet. Is able to pick up that takedown. So he goes up 4-1.
Down to 29 seconds to go here in the first.
Franklin gets to his feet, and Grigsby breaks him back down. Grigsby trying to get the hook in the cradle, and he's got it. Trying to get some back points. Just don't want to get pinned. Should be 2. Oh, gave him 3 for the back.
3, saved by the clock.
So that ends the first period, 7-1. Grigsby takes the lead, and he has the decision here in the second period, and he picks a neutral. Grigsby with a lot of skill. Had a really good first period, obviously. You score 7 points in a period, you've had a good period.
It's a wrestler's dream, Dust.
Yeah, if you can keep scoring, obviously it's what you want to do, and the official gets them back to center circle. Grigsby not only has skill, he's got strength too, and he's able to use that. Picks up the single leg there. 2 points for the takedown, so he's up 9-1.
Believe that weight has been a factor in this one, or is it just experience potentially?
I mean, you look at the quickness and the strength right here, and Grigsby obviously is a seasoned wrestler. I don't know what his classification is, but he's really proficient as a wrestler. He's able to get the half in here, and he's trying to get the first pin for Sand Springs. He ends up getting 3 points, back points. So good job there by Franklin just to get off his back. Sometimes that's want to. You know, you'll want to get off your back, and especially with around a minute left in a period. Franklin out there battling here. And Grigsby has been really solid so far in the first 2 periods of this one. 12-1 is the score in this match. And in the duel overall, Broken Arrow leads 35-0. That'll end up.
Yep, we're going to go to period 3.
Period 3, an 11-point advantage right now. And we heard during senior night one of the greatest accomplishments was one of our wrestlers being down eight points late in the third and ended up getting a pin. So hopefully Franklin can do that.
Yeah, well, we can hope for some magic here in period 3 as Franklin will go down again.
A little indecisiveness. They're giving a caution to Franklin. Referee giving him a little instruction.
And the junior high just wrapped up as well. Looks like we are victorious.
1 point, Franklin.
Franklin
Grigsby
picks up 1.
Yeah, he cuts Franklin free. Grigsby would like nothing more than a pin here. Really, nobody's got the advantage here. Now they're actually giving 2 takedown for Grigsby.
Grigsby's now up 14-2.
And if at any point he gets a 15-point advantage, then they'll stop the match as a technical fall.
1:20 left on the clock.
Grigsby's just trying to get to the edge of the mat.
They're going to get pulled back to the center with 1:07 to go.
Both men standing. 14-2 the score. Grigsby in firm control here in the third period. Now 16-2 with a takedown cuts him loose, so 16-3. I'm going to say another takedown.
2 points, Grigsby.
So it's 18-3, and that'll be the technical fall.
So 18-3.
So Grigsby wins that one, 18-3.
That is the first loss of the night.
Well, the last 2 nights.
Correct. So now, it is Braden Jones versus Jackson Trotter. Trotter, a state qualifier.
Yeah, Jones was honored before the match, too. Seniors celebrating senior night festivities.
And I know this is your first day, or first year at the helm of Broken Arrow. In years to come, you're going to know a lot of these athletes from when they started all the way up,
Yeah.
Dustin.
And that will come with time. Only way you can do that is obviously have time here, and that will happen. But, just seeing the progression over the year, the dual meets that we've had, the opportunity to get to see these kids compete. So you get to know them a little bit. You don't get to know them near as what I hope to know them moving forward, just being able to spend more time around them.
Because in your time, I know you've been able to see a lot of athletes go at the top of their game at the high school level and then transport it into the college level, and I know you've even covered some professional athletes in your time.
I mean, we've been blessed for sure, and it's just fun for me to watch kids compete.
Absolutely.
And you don't get any more competing than obviously one-on-one here in wrestling.
No doubt about it.
Not that you can't compete in other sports, but
it's just a little bit different when you're all on an island on your own.
All by yourself out there.
I'd say the only other sport that's maybe equivalent to that would be either swimming or potentially tennis, but you have doubles in tennis, which you do not have here in wrestling.
So a whole lot of nothing so far the first minute and a half of this period number 1. And when I say a whole lot of nothing, there's no scoring.
But they're giving it their all.
Yeah. A lot of spinning there, and
no points yet.
Yeah, Braden's about to get some. He's behind him, trying to keep him on the mat. Coaching staff comes up and says, hey, stay on the mat, and he brings him back and gets 2.
2 points, Jones.
And that excites the crowd as it should. Tigers lead it 2-0.
Now they get off the mat. So Trotter is a state qualifier. Jones leads this one 2-0 with 3 seconds left in the first period. So that's a big 2 points, getting that takedown less than 15 seconds in the period. Trotter tried everything he could to get out there.
We have an injury here?
No. Need some clarification at the score table.
Now they're going to discuss with the Sand Springs coach.
I think they're trying to get clarification. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, they had Trotter listed.
Looks like we're getting ready to go. Jones will.
Everything's been cleared up.
We'll go to the ground, begin period 2.
Jones gets the escape. 3-0 the score. That tape you hear is Pearly Graves getting the mat tape taken up so they can move the junior high mat. You mentioned the junior high team victorious this evening.
Soon to be varsity members down the line.
So we're here in the second period. Braden Jones and Jackson Trotter. Trotter with a single leg there, and Jones sprawling, trying to keep the defense and able to break the hold, and they get to the edge of the mat, so they'll go back to a standing position.
Trotter's getting a little gas there, but then obviously body's going from being stretched to being pulled.
58 seconds and counting here left in the second period. Jones with a 3-0 advantage.
Trotter stretched all the way out.
Trotter does this time in the center of the circle. He's not out towards the edge of the mat.
The mouthpiece.
You can tell Trotter, I mean, he's a state qualifier. He's been here before. So we'll see with the last 20 seconds here in the second quarter. Good job by Trotter there. Picks that opposite leg. Jones is trying to just battle off. Good job by Jones just to get back to his feet. Doesn't give up 2 points. Coaching staff tells him stay in bounds, so the period will run out. So we head to the third.
Both evenly matched. Jones with a clinging to that 3-0 lead.
Trotter will take down. Stamina gets really tested here in the third.
You know, I believe this is our 4th or 5th match that we've had on Aerovision this year. And I have to say, Dustin, out of all the opponents that Broken Arrow's faced here inside the field house this year, this has been the toughest team they faced. I know the scoreboard's not reflecting that, but Sand Springs has put together quite a team.
Yeah, the quality matches. Trotter's worked his way up to his feet. Jones trying to break him back down.
Off the mat once again.
That's a lot of work. Trotter done a great job of getting to his feet. Just got to use more of the mat to be able to try to escape there. 3-0 our score here in the third. 1:21 left. Braden Jones with the lead over Jackson Trotter. We've seen that move a couple times tonight. And they're going to get 1 point for an escape. Same thing happened in that match earlier. They got 1 point for an escape with that roll.
So 3-1 with a minute to go here.
And Trotter gets a takedown here, and it's tied. He gets in deep here with that double leg. And Jones again able to sprawl out, get back to his feet. They're going to be off the mat.
I don't think either one of them were happy right there that they got called back to the center.
No. 42.7 seconds left here in the third. The crowd imploring Jones to keep going. Trotter's been quick on his shot.
Yeah, as soon as the whistle's blown, he's been moving quickly, but this time they kind of lock up arms.
Yeah, and Braden again went sprawling there. Don't want to give up a takedown.
25 seconds to go now.
They're saying it's a warning for Jones for stalling. He goes in for a single leg there. Now Trotter's just going to try to pull him over and try to get some back points out of this. They're not saying 2 for anybody.
Sandspring's not happy.
They wanted 2 points for the takedown.
Do they have a case, Dustin?
They have a case, obviously, in their opinion, because they were both pretzeled up. But Trotter not able to get the takedown, and Jones is able to escape with a 3-1 victory.
So now
this is Stinchcomb, isn't it?
We go to 190. I know a wrestler that you've been eyeing ever since we started this.
Yeah.
82 wins for Garrett Stinchcomb.
He's a senior, was recognized obviously before the match.
And he will face Peyton Collis, 180.7 at 190. Stinchcomb, 182.3. When you win 82 matches.
Now, you've wrestled a lot of matches in your career.
You've wrestled a lot of matches in your career.
You've been very successful in those matches as well.
And you don't know what losing feels like.
Not very often.
As he stretches his legs.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows the ins and outs of this mat.
And that comes with a lot of matches. Obviously, we talked about how many matches he's wrestled. When you get 82 wins, when you think about if you average 20 wins a year, that gives you 82 wins. But we're not through with our senior year here yet for Stinchcomb, so he gets the takedown there.
2 points, Stinchcomb.
Had a cradle locked up, but
when do you start hearing college coaches calling you about our wrestlers?
They'll call Coach Jones before they call me. And they'll start talking to him.
But you'll put feelers out as well, too, if you need to.
You hear that, and you try to help kids, obviously, but in today's day and age, with technology like it is, if you can wrestle, people are going to know.
Yeah.
If you can play basketball, people are going to know.
100%.
And Garrett is not an unknown commodity in the wrestling world.
No, he's not.
They get off the mat. Stinchcomb still on top. 22.7 seconds left here in the first period. Stinchcomb with a 2-0 lead. The overall score in the match, 38-5 in the duel.
There goes Stinchcomb.
Puts the half in. Hooks that back ankle. You see what he's done with his right leg. Hooks that back ankle. Five seconds, and Callis has gotten back to his feet. He's just going to run out of time in this period.
So we'll go to period number 2. Stinchcomb with a 2-0 advantage.
Stinchcomb will choose down. Callis deferred. Stinchcomb quickly to his feet. And they go off the mat.
I think he's okay. It looked like, through my vision, it looked like he got the wind knocked out, but I think it was just hitting.
Yeah, and some of that's his shoulder. He's He's got it wrapped anywhere, a brace on it anyway. Just might have jarred it a little bit and shot some pain through him. Garrett trying to work his way up to standing. Now he gets flattened out. Referee telling him to move. Got to do something.
Down to 1:05 here in the second.
Stinch going back to his feet.
Trying to get out of it. We'll go back to the mat. Coach Jones.
Quickly out to the edge of the mat and say,
hey, you've been here
through.
before.
Yeah.
45 seconds to go now. Stinchcomb nearly got back to his feet.
So the junior high boys, this is good for them, an opportunity to get over and kind of watch, call it the big boys if you want to, but watch varsity and see what they do. One day with dreams of being a BA Tiger at the varsity level. Stinchcomb tried to do a quick switch there.
He's trying to switch out, too.
Yeah. 10 seconds left here in the period.
Down to 5. Stinchcomb gonna nearly picked up a couple points on an escape.
But we'll go to the third, 2-0. Callis will, I believe, go down. He'll choose bottom.
You know, I'm assuming in the course of Stinchcomb's career, he's probably wrestled Callis before.
I would guess. I mean, Sand Springs being this close to us anyway. I don't have any factual data that can tell me that.
Sure.
But I would assume.
At some point.
I was speaking to Coach Jones's dad before the match, and I said, Coach, how many matches have you seen in your career? He told me he's been associated with wrestling for 62 years.
That's impressive.
It's a lot of knowledge over there on the bench for Broken Arrow. He told me he's coached a couple Olympians, a couple Olympic gold medalists.
He can tell right from a right.
Man, he can tell some stories now.
When's his book come out? Did he
I
tell
don't know.
you?
We haven't talked about that, but he's seen a lot of wrestling in his day. And
might need to get him on our podcast.
Might have to have a discussion with him. We talked about just wrestling in Oklahoma, what that was like. And of course, he coached Rodney when Rodney was going through school. And
right.
Rodney was a national runner-up at Oklahoma.
To former Boise State wrestler.
Yeah, I know. You've pointed that out a few times. And
that's my claim to fame, I guess.
Coach Jones isn't a real big fan of that.
Yeah, I don't usually bring it up to him anymore.
So we're in the third period again. 2-0 our score. Stinchcomb with the lead, and he's on top here.
Surprised that Stinchcomb didn't turn and burn.
And I don't know how much that fall of the second period hurt him, or the end of the first period, whatever that was, where his shoulder was banged up anyway. It looked like coming in. And he's just been working through that through this match. I'm not saying he was hurt. I'm just saying you just noticed he was in some pain when that happened.
Down to 5 seconds.
He's going to end up rolling 2-0 victory here.
Clock playing a factor on that one.
Yeah.
So that makes it 83 wins now.
Yeah. And that was done, what they say, the hard way.
The extremely hard way. So this should be Gunnar Wilson, 217.8 versus Jaden Allen, 197.1.
You start seeing some of this weight difference obviously here.
How hard is that at this point in the season to maintain that weight?
I mean, you're getting in a pretty good groove of what your wrestling workouts are. Obviously, you're more cognizant of what you can and can't eat. So you got to be smart.
What was your go-to food?
Man, I was fortunate. I was always way below weight, so I could eat. You obviously want to eat some starches, some stuff to kind of give you some energy. And
2 points for Wilson with that takedown.
But you got to be smart with what that happened. And back when I wrestled after weigh-ins, that's when people went nuts because they could eat whatever. After you made weigh-in, you could eat whatever you needed to, and
pizza,
right, whatever it took, candy,
chocolate cake,
brownies, whatever it was. So here you are, Garrett Wilson at 100 or 215 pounds with the 2-0 advantage. Gunner, this is his junior campaign, but his first with BA. He's been a great addition to the team. And last night we watched him pin somebody in less than 9 seconds. It just blows my mind.
It's like a snap of the finger, light bulb goes off, and they just go right into it.
I mean, they go 3 for sure to give you 3 back points, but he went straight and got the pin in less than 9 seconds. He gets a takedown here.
2 more with that takedown. So now it's 4-1 with 10 seconds in the first.
Yeah. So we start looking. I mean, there's a couple matches left still with Bixby, which will be a big match because Bixby's been loaded. And Broken Arrow has defeated some teams. Stillwater, who's a defending state champion, a couple times. Wilson will be down here, choose bottom here in the second period. Quickly gets to his feet.
He's going to pick up a point there.
Jaden Allen turns him loose. Shoots there, and Wilson able to spin around and pick up 2.
So 7-1 now.
Allen gets free.
1 point, Allen.
5-point advantage, bless you.
Good job there from Garrett. Picking up the takedown, was able to pick up that inside leg.
I believe that's his 3rd takedown of the match.
He may cut him loose and try to work takedowns again. But if I'm guessing Garrett wants a pin here.
How much trash talking is it?
Not really there.
You don't really see
don't
it.
Really.
A lot of respect in wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, generally the scoreboard tells us the story.
Yeah. You don't need to do much else. Yeah.
Not a need. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It's just you don't see it very often.
I gave our producer Blake a smile with that.
That's where the headgear comes in. You can't really hear a lot.
9-3 now.
.22 seconds here in the second period. Garrett Wilson with a commanding now 11-3 advantage.
Making 4 takedowns.
He's really quick. He shucks him and then is able to get inside one way or the other, whether that's picking up the single leg, or that time it was just brute force and said, okay, we're going to the mat, and I'm getting the takedown.
So we'll go to period number 3. Gunner just rolling right now.
And Allen will take down.
He wanted neutral.
Oh, he did.
Gunner signaled, I want neutral.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's been able to take down his opponent.
There he is again, just able to use his strength, take down, cut him loose.
He's been a very special addition for Broken Arrow.
Yeah, and he continues it again. They're going to take off his headgear, got his headgear taken off, so he'll put it back on. Again, a safety reason there, and you see A lot of the wrestlers back in the day had what they call cauliflower ear. You see the ears just swollen up, and the headgear is supposed to help protect some of that. Not saying it doesn't happen, but
Your ears are good.
yeah, I had it. Man, I had that one time, and they drained that. Oh,
It tickled, right?
yeah, it felt like it was
It was heaven in the ear.
absolute torture. Because some of the fluid had solidified,
Right.
so they hit that with the needle, and it was as pleasant as it sounds.
15-5 now.
17-5 as Wilson picks up that takedown.
You know, for an individual that weighs 217, it's probably solid rock. He moves like a gazelle.
He's got quickness. He's got strength. And he's been a state qualifier, been a state champion.
Under a minute to go now.
So he's wrestled a lot of matches in his day as well. Just a junior.
1 point will go to Allen.
Yeah, another takedown there.
And Wilson goes right back to work.
Another point, Allen.
And some of this is a lot of stamina, obviously. You're just working on different takedowns. There's another 2 points.
2 points, Wilson.
So 20-7.
So Wilson's going to walk away with a win here.
Yeah. It'll be a major decision.
He wanted the pin.
He wanted the pin.
He wanted it real
He's
bad.
still got 15 seconds, but Callis has done a great job of just, he's gotten taken down, but he hasn't gone to his back. So give Wilson the win here. 20-7 will be the score of this one.
So our final match of the night, Kalen Thompson, 283.4 versus Mason Harris, state qualifier, 266.8.
Yeah, and the score of the match of the duel, 45-5, Broken Arrow with the advantage.
This seems like it could go quick.
There's nothing like, we saw it yesterday, Muskogee and Jinx wrestling it, coming down to the heavyweight match. Whoever won that one, if Jinx had pinned Muskogee, it would have been a 36-36 tie. You come to that last match and it means something. I'm not saying this one doesn't. It doesn't for the dual score. It does for these two guys out here wrestling. 2 points there for Harris. He gets the takedown. You mentioned he's a state qualifier. 30 seconds in, he picks up the takedown. Thompson had him a match last night we wrestled Muskogee. He went down the wire, went all 3 periods, and now Harris trying to spin Thompson, gets him on his back, and Thompson's able to roll through. No points.
Good effort for Thompson to get out of there.
Yeah. Tried to roll him.
That's a lot of weight to be moving.
Yeah. And this is where it's difficult to get to your base. Here's a cradle. Harris trying to get Thompson on his back. Good job by Thompson to fight that off. Now another tip by Harris. Thompson again defies that and breaks the cradle hold. Ten seconds left to go here in the first period. 2-0 Harris leads Thompson.
That'll end the first. With Harris leading 2-0, and you can tell why he's a state qualifier.
Yeah. Sand Springs will have the choice. Harris will defer. So Thompson wants to go top.
Just trying to work leg and try to rotate him around.
Yeah,
Harris is going to escape.
They will just Harris establish that base. Thompson tried to hit him with a cradle, and Harris was Johnny on the spot and able to get out of that. So a minute and a half here left in the second period. Harris ahead 3-0. Final match of the night. Little impromptu wrestling match going on the mat that's left out.
I think it's brother and sister.
Yeah.
Youngsters.
Harris, takes Thompson straight to his back, and Thompson trying to work out of it. They call it a pin. Thompson.
So Harris will pick up the pin for the 2 wins tonight for Sand Springs. Xander Grigsby 18-3 over Dalton Franklin. And Mason Harris, winner by pin in the second period over Kalen Thompson. 283.4 was his weight class going in, but Harris, I think his lighter weight played a factor.
Yeah, and you can tell he's a state qualifier for a reason. He displayed his talents and his skills and was able to get the fall. And in this one, 45-11, our final score. In this duel is Broken Arrow edges Sand Springs tonight.
Well, Dustin, you got to be happy with the way Broken Arrow picked up 2 wins by pin this evening. A lot of major decisions and a lot of evenly matched matches throughout the course of the night. I think this is a real test for them to see where they can head moving forward, the regionals and state around the corner.
Yeah, you start looking at the end of the season approaching, and what you want to do is have some quality matches and wrestle the distance. You want to go because you're building endurance. You want to go three periods if you can. Obviously, you want to get a pin. I mean, I'm not sugarcoating that any. You want to get the pin, but it's important to build your stamina and look towards what you talked about. Dual state upcoming. You got regionals. You've got state. And obviously, the more seasoned you are for that, the more prepared you are for that, the better off you'll be. And Broken Arrow was able to do that tonight. They wrestled some matches that went the full distance, and I think that will pay off dividends in the long run when you see the opportunity that they have to continue to wrestle and to be in those tight matches and kind of come out on top.
And I think it's going to be something Coach Jones is going to look at with his team later, evaluate the tape, because these longer matches, that's what you're going to be seeing at the state level. Because, yes, there are going to be some that they're going to walk in and take care of their opponent, but there's going to be some that are going to be grueling fights that are going to go 3 rounds.
Well, that's what you want. You go to a state tournament, regional tournament, you're expecting it to be some tough competition, and you want to be prepared for that. And matches like this, back-to-back nights of matches like this, will help prepare you for the postseason, obviously, and for the state tournament run.
Once again, the final in the Fieldhouse, 45-11, Broken Arrow a winner over Sand Springs. Also want to give a shout-out to Bo Wallace and his bunch, taking care of business in Shawnee, 60-21. BA improves. I believe it's now 11-2 overall. We want to thank our one club sponsors: First National Bank, Broken Arrow, Ascension St. John, Tulsa Bone and Joint, TTCU Federal Credit Union, Matthews Ford, the Arrow Group, and Quick Trip. I want to give a shout out to Antonio Hurling, our stream director, Greg Spencer, director of Aerovision, Blake Shy, our producer and engineer, and of course the students that helped out with the broadcast, and my colleague here doing the color analyst work this evening, our executive director of athletics, Dustin Smith. Tigers winner over Sand Springs, 45-11. Until next time, go Tigers.